Hi, and welcome to the 9th French horn lesson. Today we're going to be going over page 22 and 23 from the Red Book. Let's start off with 22, and at the top of the page there is a new term which says divisi or divici. Some people say it in a different way. So a divici is basically a part of the section plays the top notes, and then another part of the section plays the bottom notes. So the example shows a C and an A being the two notes that are played. So some people would be playing the top line, and other people would be playing the bottom line. And then unison just indicates that everyone's playing the same notes again. Okay, so let's start off with 85, which is a warm-up. This warm-up is in 3. The notes are pretty simple, the rhythms are pretty simple, but there is a repeat, so be aware of that. So that's that exercise. It was just 4 notes and it was forte, so remember to play that loud. Next is 86, which is full of hot air, and this goes from forte to piano to forte to piano, so remember about the dynamic contrast, and it ends with the fermata, which means to hold out your note for longer. So that's what that sounds like. The only thing that I would recommend here is to hold out all of these notes for their full value, and also try to make a big dynamic contrast between the fortes and the pianos. Next we have number 87. I'll just play it once. So the only thing that I would worry about in this exercise is the dynamic, which is forte, and also the accented notes, which are the C, and then the second one is the D, and then the last note of the entire piece. So now let's move on to exercise 88, which talks about the F major scale. So it's F for us, but for other instruments, it's concert B flat. So when someone says play your concert B flat scale, for us, it's our F scale. F major scale. So I'll be playing this scale. Okay, so the reason why it was a little bit weird for me is instead of going up, we went down because we haven't learned how to play an E and an F in the top. So I'll play that one more time. So that's what that sounds like. Now I'll be playing the arpeggio. play this entire thing as one, but I split it up just so that it'll be easier. So now I'll be playing the entirety of exercise 88. And also the ending, there is a TBC, so I'll be playing the top line for the TBC. So that's what that exercise sounds like. Hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. I know it's a little bit weird that we're like on the first line it goes up to a D and then you go down. It's just because we didn't learn how to play the top two notes in the scale yet. Okay, so now we can move on to page 22, continued. And this says for French horns only. I'm pretty sure we don't need to go over the for French horns only, but I'll still do it anyway so that you guys will be a little bit ahead, but I'll just like play it through once. So this is a C major scale, and for this scale, all the notes are natural, so it's C, D, E, F, G, C, D, E, F, G, A, and remember the B is natural, so it's the second valve down, and then C. So I'll just play this entire exercise once. So that's what that exercise sounds like. I'm pretty sure you guys don't need to go over that for right now, but I still just went over it so that you guys will be a little bit ahead. So now let's do number 89, and this one has a first and second repeat, and it's in 3. Okay, oh, I forgot to mention the key signature. There's a B flat and E flat, so remember to make sure that your B flats are flatted and your E flats are flatted when you play. So that's what that exercise sounds like. We can skip 89 for French horns only, and we can do number 90. And this one is to play and title your own composition. So I'll just play some random notes in here, and you guys can try to do this one on your own. So I just filled in random notes while playing, but you guys should write in your own notes and make your own composition and title it what you want. We can skip 91 for French horns only because you guys don't need to worry about that one. Now let's move on to page 23. And at the top of page 23, it introduces a new thing, which is a sharp. Before we used to have flats, but now it's sharp. And a sharp raises the pitch of a note by half a step, and it remains in effect for the entire measure. And now it talks about the key signature. So this key signature means play all Fs as F sharps because there is a sharp on the note F. So let's do number 92. Oh, it's in 4. Okay, so that's pretty simple because those are all notes that we've already worked on. But now let's do number 92 for French horns only. This introduces a new note, which is an F sharp. The fingering for an F sharp is the middle valve down, or the second valve, that's what I like to call it. It's the one in the middle. That's the fingering, and it sounds like this. So now I'll be playing 92 for French horns only, but I won't be doing the repeat because you guys probably know that it should be repeated. So you would repeat that exercise, but I'm just stopping there so we can move on to the next exercise, which is number 93. And let's try it. So this exercise had slurs in it, so just make sure that you play those notes connected and you don't tongue the notes that are slurred. We can skip number 93 for French horns only because I'm pretty sure you guys won't be tested on that, but you guys can still do it on your own. And it does say for 93 for French horns only to circle notes changed by the key signature. In this case, all of the F's would be circled because the key signature has an F sharp in it. Okay, now let's do number 94, and this also has a first and second ending, and it's in 3, and it's played piano, so plays quietly. So that's what that exercise sounds like. We can go ahead and move on to page 23 continued and go ahead and skip 94 for French horns only because you guys aren't tested on that. Let's do number 95, which is called Just by Accident. So it goes from C, B natural, B, A, and you just need to remember, C, B natural, B flat, and A. And just remember in the second measure, the first B is actually flatted because if you look at the key signature, all the B's are flatted except for the ones with the natural sign. So let's go ahead and try this exercise. So that's what that exercise sounds like. Pretty fun one. It's forte, so remember to play it loud all the way through. Now let's do number 96, which is C major scale, which is our concert F major scale. And I remember working on this previously. It was on a different page, but it's fine. We can do it one more time. So this is the C major scale, but for other instruments, it's called their concert F. So remember, when someone says concert F major, you're actually going to be playing your C major. So all the notes in the scale are played natural, and just be watchful of the chords at the end. I'll be playing the top line for the TBC. You're welcome to play the bottom line if you're more comfortable with that. Oh, I need to change my time signature. Okay, wait, let me just do the last two measures one more time. Wait, let me find the note. Oh, that just feels weird to me. Okay, so let's just leave that with that, and let's go on to 97, which is called Sailor's Song, and there's a first and second ending in this, and it's in 2/4. It's all played forte, and it's a solo / slowly and a tutti, but since we're not in person, let's just play the entire thing through. Okay. The first two notes are tongued, and the second grouping of eighth notes are slurred. So that's what that exercise sounds like. I know I did go a little bit fast, so you guys can practice that a little bit slower, if that's more helpful. Also, now let's do number 98, which is Go for Excellence, and this should be a pretty familiar tune. So it is repeated, and look at that weird repeat sign. That just means the measure before is repeated. So the second measure is the same as the first measure. Oh, I need to change this to 4/4. So that's what that exercise sounds like, and that should be a pretty familiar song. I used to listen to that when I was little. But that's it for today's lesson. Hopefully you guys understand these exercises a little bit better now. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.